That's just an example. All kinds of things like that from last week before the hurricane hit. But these stories that are coming out of Houston, some of they just melt your heart. Have you seen the YouTube videos of the guy? He's a cab driver in Houston, and a Cooper Rush Hawk landed on the front seat of his car and wouldn't leave. You haven't seen this? The guy's got a series of videos on YouTube. He's a long-haired, ponytail guy, and he's a cab driver. And this Cooper Hawk apparently was afraid of the hurricane and landed on the front seat, the passenger side in his car, and it wouldn't leave. So he put some gloves on, and he tried to put it on the open door, the top of the window, to try to get it to fly off, and it wouldn't fly off. So the guy takes it in his house, and he feeds it chicken livers, turns this hawk into a cannibal. He fed the hawk another bird. Didn't know if the bird knew it or not. But this is a predator. These are raptor animals, deep talons, and this thing is tame as it can be. And I'm wondering, was this thing formerly in captivity? I've got all kinds of questions about it. They finally called an animal control person after a couple of days to come get the hawk, but the hawk wouldn't leave. The guy turned it into his pet, and it was docile. It was not flying around. It did not attack him. It ate the food that he gave it. But here's what happened. In one of the videos, the guy is got his camera on his phone, and he's panning the room in which the bird is sitting, just to give people the atmospherics. And for a split second in the pan, you see a Confederate flag. And the comments blew up on this poor guy's YouTube channel. And he was called a racist pig. He was even accused of turning the hawk into a racist. Some idiot actually said, "How dare you introduce that hawk into your racist culture?" And the hawk, of course, we don't know what this particular hawk's impersonation or feelings are about Robert E. Lee, because it can't speak. But here's this guy doing this marvelously humanitarian thing. He could have done the opposite. He could have, when the hawk wouldn't get out of his car, wouldn't leave his windowsill, he could have forced it into flight, but he didn't. He took it in, and he sheltered it in the midst of this storm. Didn't want to get out and dry. He could have taken it to animal control, but it was just raining like crazy, so he brought it into his apartment. He basically saved a wild animal, and he's being ripped to shreds on his own YouTube channel because there's a Confederate flag somewhere in his house that's hung. And the guy, there's somebody sitting in front of the Confederate flag smoking a cigarette, and it's dangling from his lips, and it looks like a Benson and Hedges 120, one of those long mama jamas. It is every ingredient. And he's talking to the hawk, and the hawk is not making any noise, and it's trying to eat. It's just amazing. And stories like this abound all over Houston. There was a guy, a storm chaser, who some dog ended up. He picked up a stray dog and ended up reuniting it with its owner. All kinds of heartbreaking things that are happening. But these are great human interest stories. You see people rising to the occasion, which a number of people always question during times of cultural upheaval, cultural rot. What kind of people are we? And in this case, you're seeing, you're seeing everything. But in addition to everything, you're seeing the best aspects of humanity surface.